Hi, in the previous sessions, we learned about lot of standard VHDL data types. We talked about custom data types, which you can create specifically for your project needs. We talked about array data types, etc. Now, in this session, we will brief everything so that you can recall and summarize the learnings. This is important session because I am going to explain that how you can use these standard and custom data types and array data types effectively in your VHDL codes. That too with the help of examples. So do not skip this. First, we will see some of the standard VHDL array data types, and here are some examples which you can also see in the VHDL standard definition packages. So first, we have a string array data type, which is simply a collection of characters. So write type string is array, positive range less than greater than of character semicolon. Then there is Boolean vector, same like the std underscore logic underscore vector, but Boolean vector having the array of values true and false. So write type Boolean vector is array natural range less than greater than of Boolean semicolon. Then there is a bit vector type, which is a collection of bits. So write type bit vector is array natural range less than greater than of bit semicolon. Lastly, we have an integer vector data type, which is a collection of integer data. So write type integer vector is array natural range less than greater than of integer semicolon. These are standard array data types in VHDL, but we didn't specify the range of the array. Means we didn't specify the length or size of the array during this data type declaration. So you must have noticed the less than and greater than sign when declaring these arrays. This shows that the array is unconstrained, means we are not specifying the number of elements at this moment while defining those array data types. And hence we must need to specify that when we are going to declare signals using these data types. By practicing this approach of declaring your array data types, you can write better VHDL codes which are easy to use in the different situations. I hope you agree with me on this. Now we will see the signal declaration part. This is important because if you are just defining the custom data types, but if you are not using these custom data types in your VHDL projects, like you are not defining any signal with those data types, then there is no use of defining those data types because you are not using them anywhere. So look over the bottom section of this slide. We are defining some signals here. So first is signal sig underscore character array colon string 1 to 10 semicolon. So this statement will define a signal which is signal character array. This is a string and having 10 number of characters. This means you can assign 10 character data in this signal like hello VHDL. Now, if you want to access single character of this signal, then you can also do that by specifying the index of the character. For example, signal underscore character array 1 gets the value of h semicolon. This means that the character h will be assigned to the first index of the signal. Very simple. Okay, coming to next. Signal sig underscore boolean array colon boolean underscore vector 7 down to 0. I think now you may guess it that this statement will create a signal sig underscore boolean array which will have 8 boolean data and the indexes will be 7 down to 0. Same way you can assign true or false to the any of the data or index of this signal. Last one here is signal sig underscore bit array colon bit vector 15 down to 8 semicolon. So this statement will create the signal sig underscore bit array which will have 8 binary values. But you should notice here that the index range is different. It is 15 down to 8 here. This means that when you are assigning any data to its first position, then you need to use index 15 because index 15 is present at the first position of your signal. Okay, so in the last slide, we discussed the array data types based on the existing predefined standard data types like characters, booleans, and integers. Now, in this example, we are creating our own array data types, which uses custom data type and which we have created for our traffic light project. So this will be followed in 4 steps. Number 1, we will create a simple enumerated data types for our traffic light. Suppose it is named as traffic light, and this data type represents three colors of our traffic light, which are red, yellow, and green. Simple. So we will write type traffic light is red, yellow, green, semicolon. Now we have our custom data type named as traffic light. Next, we wanted to use this traffic light for four-way traffic signal. And for that purpose, we are needing four traffic lights, right? So now we are creating an array data types for those four traffic signals, which will use the traffic light data type, which we have created in the previous statement. So we will write type traffic light group is array natural range less than greater than of traffic light semicolon. So if you notice here that I didn't specify the range or number of traffic lights here in this declaration so that we can use it for diversified use cases. Like maybe at some different location we can have multiple lanes and that may require more set of traffic lights. This is called unconstrained array. Means we created an unconstrained array data type here for the traffic light. Now the third step, and in this step we have declared our signal for four-way traffic light system, and hence we specified the range of traffic light here, which is 1 to 4, because we are needing four set of traffic light here for each way. So we will write signal sig underscore four-way TL colon traffic light group 1 to 4 semicolon. Here signal is sig underscore four-way TL traffic light and each index belong to one set of traffic light. Now the final step, which is the assignment of data. Obviously we declared signal to assign some specific value inside those specific signals, right? So I will say like signal underscore four-way TL 1 to 3 gets the value of red semicolon. Signal underscore four-way TL fourth gets the value of green semicolon. This means that the traffic signal of the real system is green for the fourth way and red for the other three sides. Simple. I hope that I made this concept clear to you, and I believe that you will also follow the good practices for your VHDL designs, which we have discussed in the last few sessions. These all concepts which we talked about was quite basics, but they are very important to know because these things are the key part of your VHDL designs and you will heavily use these things in your VHDL designs. So following the good practices is very important. So by the time we have only learned that how to create a data type or array based data type, which has some set of similar data types, right? But what if we are needing some kind of mixed data type? Means inside one data type, suppose you have the data which is integer, some data is std logic vector, some is boolean, some is string, like that. Means any type of data you can have here. So how you can create such data types? Confused? No worries, because in the next session I will tell you that. In VHDL, it is known as record type, and I will show you that how you can create a single data type which includes different type of data types inside one single record. So stay tuned for the updates. If you did not subscribe till now, then please do subscribe to learn and grow community for regular updates. If this video is informative, then please like this video, comment on video, and don't forget to share. Thank you for watching.